Hello everyone and welcome to the shed yet again. If you watched the last video, you'll know I mentioned I was getting a couple of sheets of MDF to make the cupboards for the wall. Well, this is the MDF. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Cliff, this is my shed, what's left of it after the fire, and I'm refurbing it a bit. As the title of the video suggests, I'm going to be doing a review on this Evolution track saw kit I bought. Now, I didn't just buy it for this project because that would be a bit of a waste of money, but I'm going to be doing a lot of other shelving and cupboards and that, or I hope to be in the future, in the other half of the workshop when I get that sorted out. So this came up on one of the one site or another anyway. So I bought it a couple of months ago, but it's just been sitting in the box since then because I had anticipated using it a lot sooner than this. But the MDF is up there, that's no mean feat, and the track saw is here, so I'm going to unbox it and use it and tell you what I think. I'll start with a saw. I should really have got this out of the box now sooner and at least tried it to see if it works. Right, so first thing you see in the saw, one of the tracks. In the box is the three little tracks. Let me zoom out of it. In the actual box comes the three little tracks, but I bought the whole kit with the bigger tracks. These little tracks will do 1020 cut apparently. There's a destruction manual, little side fence, and these are the that's a little dust port of some description. Polystyrene, and then the actual saw itself. There's the saw, and there's the blade. There's nothing else in that box. Alright, so I'll zoom that in a bit and show you a bit closer to the saw. Alright, so this is the saw. You've got a blade lock here. You've got these two little adjusters here and here, and I happen to know that you twist them, they're on like a kind of a concentric cam so that you can adjust that on the actual fence. Thumb lock there, and oh yeah, is that it? Wrong one. Yeah, this thumb lock here is to adjust the height of it, depth of cut. That one, and I think that one. Adjusts the angle of the cut, and you've got a little plastic guide on that there. That should be 90 degrees. Got your handle on the blade guard. You've also got another little thumb screw there, presumably that is that is for the side fence, just to pop it in and pop it out. I'm not interested in that at the moment. And the Allen key for the blade lock, for the to put the blade on, is in the handle. That's nice and loose. I'll get the blade on. Pretty obvious how the blade goes. You've got arrows on the blade and arrows on the tool. So that goes on there. Goes in there. And that's the saw ready to go. I'll plug it in and just make sure it does buzz. Well, I hope it more than buzzes. All seems to work all right. You've got a little safety button on the trigger. You've got to push that in to start it, which I know is a safety thing, but it can be a bit of a pain. Right, well that's the saw. That all seems to be working all right. Let's have a look at the track. So you get these three little tracks which join together, and they'll give you, I think it's up to 1020 for a cut. And then the kit I got comes with a big track as well, which is in this box. So let's have a look at him. So in this box we've got the two big tracks. And the big tracks, these are both 1400, so screwed together they give you a 2800, which is plenty big enough to do an 84 board. We've also got a carry bag for it, which will be handy if you're doing site work, I suppose. And in the carry bag you've got the little Allen screw, Allen key for putting them together. Descriptions on how to put it together. And the two clamps go in the end of the track to hold it all in place. I'll show you that a bit closer. So this is one of the clamps, and they just slide into one going at him because the jointing bit's on there. I haven't moved them yet. That jointing bit is on that one, and I always wonder about the jointing bit then. Must be this one. So when them jointing bits are out of the way, the clamps just slide into there and then you can clamp it down. So I'm glad it came with them, otherwise you've got to put a clamp on and they'd probably be in the way somehow. You get the Allen key. I've got two of these Allen keys because there's one in the other bag as well. But these jointing strips, just loosen these little Allen set screws up. And then they slide in and out and you slide them over each other. I'm not going to be using these little ones, not for a minute anyway. So I'll put the big ones together. And see how we get on. That's it. That's the guide track put together. It's got rubber on the bottom which makes it stick quite fine. And then the saw slides up and down this track. There's got a bit of movement there, so you adjust that with this with these little concentric screws until it don't do that, and you can still slide it. Even over the joint it seems to slide quite well. And it looks like the saw, I don't think you'll be able to see it there, but lines up almost spot on with the actual I would say the blade is almost touching the I'm going to just get this off the edge of the bench. Balls I'm going to be working on. Yeah, right on the edge of this I thought it was a bit of aluminium, but it's not. It's like a little tiny bit of plastic. Let's have a look at the other one. Yeah, this bit here, it's like a bit of plastic stuck on there, and that gives you the edge. So I suppose that's a bit sacrificial. It can get caught by the blade if it's not dead square or whatever. Right, I'm just going to see if I can check the blade for squareness, then I'm going to set this up to cut through two bits of this 3/4 MDF, because I need a couple of bits. I think it's about 300 wide. I need to measure that. I've got the track put on now. It seems to be the same in the middle as it is at the ends, so obviously you're trusting that this is pretty straight. Before I do the cutting, I've got my hoover out the other end of the workshop, which is still covered in fire debris and shit. I haven't actually touched anything, but I'm going to connect up this dust exhaust from it. You get 2 screws with this, and that just fits on there like that and screws on. You've got this connector screws over the end of that. I don't know where that'll go. Oh, this bloody hoover up the other end is. Well, my hoover end is too big for the little end on here and not quite big enough for the other end. I'll wrap a bit of kitchen towel or something around that and stick it on for the time being. Don't even know if this hoover works properly still. I can't get the camera far enough away to show you the whole operation, but I'm about to give it a go. I've got the hoover attachment wedged in there with some kitchen paper. I think I'm all ready to go. I've got the blade set to 40mm, so it should go through both of these. Let's give it a go, see how it goes. Well, it certainly cut through it very easily. Still a lot of dust and shit about. Open the window. Have a look at the cut. Certainly nothing wrong with the blade, the cut's beautiful. Hasn't quite made it through both of them though. Suppose I should have checked that. I need to drop the blade depth down a bit. I mean, it was on just about 40, so it should have gone through there easy, but obviously I haven't allowed for the actual track, so if you're cutting it with the track on there, obviously that measurement on the tool So it hasn't gone through both of the boards, but I didn't reckon on the actual track thickness. So you would have to, in future, obviously that's the measurements on the actual tool, on the saw, are for when you're using the saw directly on a bit of wood or something. So you're going over the track, which is obviously 3 or 4 millimeters thick, which is what I am, thick. I should have thought of that and adjusted the depth properly. But I'll just run the saw down there another 5 mil deeper and that will do it, I think. I'll just whip through the other one, and I've measured both bits. They're pretty spot on for width, for the accuracy, so I can't complain. It's very easy to push it up the track. I've never used one before, so I'm very pleased with it. I'm very impressed. I mean, anyone out there who's ever tried to cut an 8 before, especially down the length, you know how difficult that can be. Got to find a big straight edge, try and run your circular saw down it. Could have done with one of these when I was on the tools, but cut it beautifully, and it certainly cut it very easily. Even when I didn't go right through the depth, I mean it was cutting over 35 mil, and that was breezed through it. These blades that come with it are supposed to be for, you can use them on aluminium, on mild steel. I think they're made to cut through nails in wood. I haven't tested it on that yet, of course. I don't really want to. Yeah, so far, very impressed with it. Dust extraction weren't so clever, but it never is with MDF, is it? Comes out everywhere. So I've just got to do exactly the same again now to give me the 4 links I need to cut the sides and tops for these cupboards I'm making. Well, that's cut them pretty good, I think. I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, I'm very pleased with it. It makes cutting these long boards very easy. Glad I've got it. Wish I'd got it sooner. Wish I'd had it 20 years ago. But yeah, if you're thinking of buying one, the height adjustment on it, the blade depth, that's a bit sticky, but it is brand new, so it's bound to be a bit sticky. Got no idea how accurate these measurements or that are on it, but I would never expect circular saw to be that accurate on cutting miters or whatever anyway. But it certainly makes this job easier. The carry bag is very useful if you're working on site with it, and it will be useful for me for storing it, which is where it will be most of the time. But for now, I'm going to get on with the building of the cupboard, so I'll end this one here. Anyone who's interested in seeing the rest of these cupboards being built, part 2 will follow pretty much immediately. Thanks for watching. See you soon.